What if I told you the world map you've always known is a lie? Today, we're shattering misconceptions about the size of countries and continents. Distortions make some countries look 10 times bigger than they are, while others shrink into tiny specks. From Greenland's illusion to Africa's true scale, prepare for a mind-bending journey. We're diving into cartography to expose the biggest secrets maps have hidden for centuries. Ready to have your mind blown? Let's dive in. Let's start with a famous map lie: Greenland versus Africa. On a standard map, they look similar in size, but Africa is actually 14 times larger. This distortion is due to the Mercator projection, which stretches the poles for navigation. When you place Greenland next to Africa on a true-scale map, it shrinks dramatically. It's barely bigger than the Democratic Republic of Congo. This changes how we perceive the global north versus the global south. On most maps, Greenland looks as big as Africa, but in reality, Africa is 14 times larger. That's the power of the Mercator projection tricking our eyes. Moving to North America, Alaska looks massive on maps, dwarfing Mexico. But in reality, Mexico is larger, with a land area of about 1.97 million square kilometers, compared to Alaska's 1.72 million. The Mercator projection inflates Alaska's size because it's far from the equator. Visualize this. Alaska fits comfortably inside Mexico on a globe. This flips our perception of geography. The country we see as a smaller neighbor is actually bigger than the northern giant. Alaska looks gigantic on the map, but Mexico is larger in both population and landmass. Another example of how maps distort our view of the world. Mexico is larger than Alaska, despite what maps suggest. Land area is over 30 million square kilometers, yet on maps, it looks deceptively manageable. This misrepresentation shapes our perception of Africa's importance and diversity. Australia versus Greenland. On maps, Greenland looks bigger, but Australia is more than 3.5 times larger. Australia's land area is roughly 7.7 million square kilometers, while Greenland's is about 2.1 million. The visual distortion is staggering. Australia is a continent, and Greenland is just a large island. When placed next to each other on a globe, the size difference is shocking. Greenland may look bigger on a flat map, but Australia is much larger. The map lies again. Antarctica on maps looks like a colossal ice wall, but it's the 5th largest continent, smaller than Asia, Africa, North America, and South America. Its true land area is about 14.2 million square kilometers. The Mercator projection stretches the South Pole, creating an illusion of infinite size. Antarctica is not the planet-spanning ice field maps suggest. The map's distortion makes it appear massive. Europe versus South America. On maps, they look similar in size, but South America is almost double the size of Europe. South America has a land area of approximately 17.8 million square kilometers, while Europe is about 10.1 million. The map stretches Europe, making it seem larger. When overlaid, South America engulfs Europe. South America is almost twice the size of Europe. Canada looks massive on maps, often compared to Africa. But Africa is over 3 times larger than Canada. Africa's land area is over 30 million square kilometers, while Canada's is just under 10 million. The Mercator projection inflates Canada's size due to its northern position. Africa, on the equator, is visually compressed. When compared accurately, Africa dwarfs Canada. Canada looks enormous, but Africa is the true giant. Map distortion strikes again. Russia, the largest country by land area, looks massive on maps, but Africa is bigger than Russia. Russia's land area is 17.1 million square kilometers, while Africa's is over 30 million. The Mercator projection inflates Russia's size. Africa's true scale is hidden. When compared accurately, Africa's bulk is undeniable. Russia seems massive, but Africa is larger. The map's distortion is mind-altering. The Mercator projection shrinks equatorial countries. Brazil and Indonesia are massive, but looks smaller on maps. Brazil is almost the size of the USA. Indonesia stretches from London to the Middle East. Equatorial countries are underrepresented in size. They're much larger than countries like Sweden or Canada. India looks modest on maps, but is a giant. Its land area is nearly 3.3 million square kilometers. India is bigger than all of Western Europe combined. The equator effect compresses India's size on maps. Northern European countries are expanded. When overlaid, India's true size is stunning. India is larger than Western Europe. 10 facts prove the world map has been deceiving you. From Africa's size to Australia's dominance, our perception is skewed. The Mercator projection distorts our mental image of the world. Now you can see the world as it truly is. Which fact shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments. Remember, the world isn't always what it seems. Africa's scale is mind-blowing. Fit the USA, China, India, and most of Europe inside Africa, and there's still room left. Africa's land area is over 30 million square kilometers, yet on maps,